Hello guys and welcome to episode 2, the second episode of the Best Youngsters series. I'm going to show you the centre backs today. I'm going to start off from the bottom this time. You've probably already seen the top. I'm going to start off with the lowest rated, recommended. Kevin Akpoguma, 18 years old, from Germany. He's not the best, to be honest. He's alright if you're going to start off as a low Premier League team or a low top tier team, but he will develop. He's got the attributes in the best places, and he will develop very quickly and very nicely. He's definitely one to grab hold of, definitely. Then you've got Ighort. You should be able to pick up this guy for about $500,000, maybe 250k. He's Brazilian. He's all right. He's good on the ball as well. If you're looking for a ball playing defender, this is probably your lad. You've got to focus on his physical and mental attributes if you want to develop him. But he's a good cheap option. You're not going to get hold of him easily at the start of the game, but you will in the second half of the game. You know, as the game develops, you definitely keep an eye on him. Here you've got Nico Pere. Not much to say about him. Another cheap German you can get if you're yet again a lower top tier team. Jordan Forster, a great choice if you're in a championship. Some of you might have seen him in my Blackpool save. And he's dirty cheap as well. You can get him for about $500,000, 300k maybe if you're lucky. Do a bit of negotiating. He's a good player. Definitely one if you want to start playing yet again a ball playing defender. 10 passing's not bad at 19. That will end up about 13 when he's in his mid 20s. So he's a good player. You want to keep an eye on him and develop him well. You really want to focus on his physical stats here, and also his aerial. You want to make sure his jumping gets up. But yeah, keep an eye on him. He's definitely a good player. Now to the 2 stars, Ruben Duarte from Espanyol. I think he looks quite sexy to me. How much can you get him for? About 1.5 million. If you're managing a team like Wigan or a Premier League team, someone like Reading. Oh, they're not in the Premier League anymore. What's wrong with me? If you're managing a team like Stoke or Swansea or West Brom, he's a really good choice. I think he'll develop so quickly that I reckon he'll probably end up one of the best centre backs in the world if you develop him nicely. Because his attributes are peak. They're in the right place. Really good attributes. And for you can probably get him for $1 million if you negotiate. So yeah, definitely a good player there. Then we've got Jean-Philippe Grabin. I don't know how you pronounce that. He looks alright. Doesn't look too bad. Yet again, another ball-playing defender, I think. Quite attacking-minded. You probably might want to push him up into the holding midfielder role, but it's all about how he develops. They develop differently on different saves, and if you grab him, you can either develop his attacking attributes and make him a holding midfielder, or develop his defensive attributes and make him a solid centre back. So he's a good choice if you want a bit of a variety, or a bit of option. And you'll pick him up for about 3 million, 2.5 million. So he's not too bad. If you fancy yourself as a bit of a young Arsene Wenger, then he might be your choice if you want to start that French Revolution. Here's one I really like the look of: Borja from AS Monaco. He's not going to join you because I think he's just joined AS Monaco, but you probably will be able to pick him up for maybe about 3.5 to 5 million in the game, depending on how quickly he develops at Monaco. I think he'll probably fall out of favour quite early, so you want to keep an eye on him because he looks solid. He looks an absolutely solid player. And then you've got this guy, Elio Capradossi. I don't think he looks that good, to be honest. But I've been told that he develops really nicely. I don't think he'll join you very easily, but you might be able to get him, later in the game for a couple of million at most. So he's definitely one to keep an eye on. And an Argentinian here, Thiago Casasola. He seems like a bit of a beast, really. He seems a bit of a tank. Really focused on his physical attributes, and I think he'll be unstoppable. He lacks a bit of pace, but it don't really matter because I see him as a bit of a Argentinian Vidic, and I really think he'll end up a great centre back. Definitely an Argentinian international in the game for the future. Keep an eye on him. You can get him for about 4 million. So yet again, and that 20 determination. I think determination attribute has always been overpowered in Football Manager. It's a key one to look at. You're not going to end up with a bad run of form if you've got players with 20 determination. You're gonna win the games you should as well. It's a really, really good attribute to have. Definitely a good player to keep an eye on. A Premier League boy here, we've seen a lot of him in real life. Kenneth Omareu, he had a great game in the Confederations Cup. I think he had a great competition. Yet again, someone I would probably like to push forward and put him in the midfield. I don't know about right back, it's a difficult choice. I think I'd want him in midfield, holding, sort of playing a Busquets role. But, you know, maybe Essien as well. But, I don't know, it all depends on how you develop him. You can push him either way. He's going to be hard to get hold of. You'll probably end up paying 10 mil for him, but definitely one to keep an eye on, because he's probably going to fall out of choice at Chelsea and probably end up being transfer listed. So do keep your eye on that boy. Aymeric Laporte, Atletico Bilbao player here. He looks nice. He looks tasty, but I think it's going to be hard to get hold of. You're going to end up paying 15 mil for him. Is he first choice? His rotation, but yeah, he's probably going to be difficult to get hold of. But yet again, another one you want to keep your eye on. Jonathan Tah, 17-year-old German. You know, if you're German, you're going to be good. I've said that more than once. Great player here. Reminds me of Jeffrey Bruma. And you can probably push him to right back as well. Bit of a Micah Richards there as well in the olden game. So I think, yeah, definitely keep an eye on him. He's going to develop quickly if he's developed right. I don't think he'll develop very well at HSV. So you want to buy him quickly if you want him. Daniele Rogani, yet again a nice player here. It's a standard Italian, similar to sort of Ogbonna in the earlier games. You can get him for $1 million, so he's a great choice if you're a low league top tier team. Yet again, great player. But there's interest in him already. Look, all the big teams are straight into him, so you want to get in there. Oh, they're bidding 700k, so you want to get in there before the big teams do. Here's a guy that I have so much feelings for, Kyriakos Papadopoulos. He is overpowered. He is a great player. Look how many 20s he's got: 20 aggression, 20 bravery, 20 determination. Great attributes to have 20 on. He's almost got 20 marking and tackling. And, you know, at the end of the game, he's probably going to have 20. Some of these physical stats are going to be 20 as well. So, really great player. His teamwork and work rate will go up to 20 as well, most likely. So, he's a really great player. I've had him on FM14. He was quality, absolutely quality. He's not that great on the ball, but off the ball, he's strikers can't pass him. They can't get past him. So he's a great one to have, definitely. And you can pick him up for a dirty price, £10 million. So if you're managing a team like, you know, any team, if you can get him, get him. Another one here, Doria. We've all seen him a bit upgraded quite a lot since FM13, where he was a beast. So now he's even more of a beast. I think he's the Dede of this game, how Dede was last year. A great player. Yet again, you're going to have to cash out a lot for him, and he's not going to be that keen to leave. But yeah, keep an eye on him. I don't know how much it'll cost. Matthias Ginter, not one I really like. He reminds me a bit of Javi Martinez. Yet again, someone you might want to push up the field. You can get him for, let's find out. Will you get him for 5 mil? You'll probably get him for 10 mil, so he's quite expensive. Marquinhos, OP player, great. You know, if you're managing a top team, Barcelona, Man City's, your Arsenals, you're going to want to get this lad if you can. But he's going to be expensive and he's going to be difficult to grab. You're going to have to really be a dominant force. Here's who I think is going to be the best centre back of FM14, Ida Alvarez Balanta. I've not heard of him before, but I don't know why, because his stats look a beast. 20 determination again, all round great attributes there. Definitely a player I want to keep hold of. I don't know how much he'll cost. I'm going to try and find out here for you. Will you be able to get him for 15 million? Yeah, you probably get him for 10 million. So he's a great player. Quickly going through the last two, Tin Jedvaj, young player from Roma. Yet again, a bit of a physical player. I think you want to push those physical attributes and make him a bit of a Vidic. Yeah, keep your eye on that lad. I don't think he'll leave because he's quite young and he's just joined Roma. But yeah, it'll probably cost you about 10 million. But keep your eye on that lad. And of course, this boy, Kurt Zouma, very good player. Definitely a French international within a few years on the game, and you'll get him for about 15 million. So a great player there. I'll see you later, boys.